Because you're slowly upgrading, that's the problem. You're slowly upgrading, that's the problem.
We're slowly upgrading. Well, because we don't want to make it better, you know?
Yeah, of
Play
course.
with all the gear that we have.
Yeah, this looks new.
Yeah, I mean, we've had pretty much all this stuff. We were gonna do like a music thing,
Yeah.
and we had babies. Right? So stuff that just sits. Now it's finally getting back into the swing of everything.
Yeah. What music do you like to play?
Like
Instrument-wise, I guess.
oh,
If it is instrument, you might be a singer.
I like playing most percussion with the guitar.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
I could play the drums. Guitar things.
Okay.
My relatives are like, okay, it's time to play music.
Oh, okay.
So I got forced into the music scene.
Music thing. Okay. Nice. Well, I'll let you get to it, but sweet. Awesome. I know how hard that is to do without a stand-in. You've ever been on set and you're just like, or even for ceremony, and it's like you don't have anybody?
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Yeah, it's hard.
Cool, man.
Okay. are the hosts.
Oh, but she's gonna start just by like, cause you guys do like intro to people that are new, and then
Social thing.
I don't
But you're so good at it.
I know. Why is that the case? It's my cross to bear. I need a backdrop to hide in. I was hoping there'd be something I could like cloth.
No, I wanted something too. I was going to make a big wall, but the big wall was too heavy for people.
No. Like a master class.
Welcome to the masterclass. Come gather, everyone.
Is he too tall?
Yeah, but you're taller. No, you're taller than me, aren't you?
Am I gonna be like
So, what? No, just standing. Just standing.
everyone's gonna be standing?
Come here, friends. Come, friends. No, we're gonna do the icebreaker first. Come on in. So if you guys can stand on either side. And then, should I start? Yes? Okay, well, I'm making sure. I don't know if Joe wants to record this part. I don't know if you're going to record. Hi, guys. Welcome back. I see a lot of, like, familiar faces. Thank you for coming. So you guys kind of get the idea of what we like to do here for the new friends that we have. Joe, me, and then Nicole and Nathan, who aren't here today, we came together and we all felt like wedding vendors, photographers, all of us needed like a space to come together and be genuine and honest and just have good conversation and hang out together. So we started this. This is our third one. And the way we typically start these is coffee, obviously, but we like to do a little bit of an icebreaker game before we get into our speaker today, which is Petra. So I'm going to hand the mic over to Allison. She's going to be our fun game master today. So if you want to come take a seat.
Ooh, wow. It's my first time. Be gentle, everybody. Okay, so first off, before we do the official icebreaker, I kind of wanted to talk about wins because I feel like we just focus so much on the go, 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 like what's the next thing to do, next task. And as soon as we do something well, we're like, okay, that's great, that's done. So everyone here, think about it like just a quick win, like something you're celebrating this week, maybe something, I know you have some great wins you guys are celebrating. So maybe just your name, maybe your business name, or like, you know, a little bit about your business and then what win you're celebrating. You want to start? I have a feeling.
Desiree, I'm with Photos by D. What else? Name, business.
And
win?
your win, what's your win? What are you celebrating?
I guess our recent win would be we are co-owners. I joined in on ownership with Nicole's studio called A Place in Uptown. So yeah, we're really excited.
Yay! That's amazing. And it could be big or small wins, just something just to start us off, like something we're happy about. Anybody book a client this week or, you know?
Finally slow, so I can finally do admin and catch up on everything else. So
That's a
I'm
big
actually
one.
grateful to finally be slow because I felt like I was just in the business and not working on the business. So being able to kind of look at everything and kind of just amp up for the next wave.
That's a really good one, yeah. Because it's like peak wedding season for some people. And some people it's starting up, some people it's like ending. And it's like a big little wave, right? It goes like, I think next month I'm going to be like ramping up. I'm too kind of like slowing down. I'm like, wait, I can edit a little bit right now because I haven't been shooting every single day. Okay, any other wins? Nothing crazy.
Getting a sneak gallery out. It actually was more than I usually send. I sent like 150
For a sneak?
wedding.
That's
I was
like,
so bummed. I was
that's a
like,
session.
It is. She was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
That's the best. That's really good.
Oh, and then my name's Priscilla, and it's Lunar Light Productions with my husband, Chris.
Chris, what about you?
I balance my time with my toddlers.
Yeah.
That's a really good win. That is. I mean, all these like parents out here, I don't know how you're doing it. Parents over here, your kids just went to school. Yeah, you get to live. That's great. Okay, any other wins before we get started? Okay, we're gonna get started. So what we're gonna be doing is middle ground type thing. I know some of us already did it, but basically you're gonna be on opposing sides of a topic, and then you're gonna rush to the center if you wanna talk about it, and you just take a seat, and then you state your case for whatever the topic is, okay? So we wrote down a couple. These are gonna be a little bit more controversial because we want to fight. Okay. Yeah.
When you mention the prompt, if you agree, first come to the center.
Okay.
And then we'll bring disagreeers after.
Yeah, so agree or disagree, yes. Okay, perfect. So the very first one we're going to do is you should always raise your prices annually, no exception. So agree. If you agree, come to the middle. Oh, okay. If you disagree. Oh, you don't. Oh. Okay.
Or whoever has an opinion.
Do you have an opinion?
It's whenever I feel like it, and it could be just like, man, I feel like you're gonna take advantage of. Time to amp
Yeah,
up.
I want to hear it.
So is that agree or?
What do you think? Do you need to raise your prices annually? Like no exceptions. You need to raise your price. So is it disagree then?
Yeah, at certain points in the business, I think it makes sense for sure. I guess for me, the timing is, I just feel like it's, I don't know, my work's gone better, and I've been getting busier, and my time is more valuable. So sometimes it might not even be about like if I'm better. It's just like I feel like I need to raise prices to, like, I just can't do this for this price. Basically, it just feels wrong.
Okay. Okay, feels wrong. I'm hurting myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Reed.
Well, I would say, so back when I used to work in a corporate environment, you would at least get a raise to compensate for inflation. So you should provide yourself with that, as anyone else would. And
Oh, that's
as
smart.
the people who hire you have jobs, they're probably getting raises for inflation as well. And then with experience too, you know, it's considering what is, you know, a good ethical price for your experience. As it increases over years, it should probably increase as you provide a different experience to your couple or your client.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, the economy considers, and we're all small, you know, small business owners, so there's not really a hard and fast rule.
It's so tricky because, you know, like you said, the economy, and you want to work with your couples. I mean, I am pretty flexible because if someone tells me like, oh, I just can't do that extra $100, I'm like, well, I will take whatever you'll give me. Sometimes, you know, if I really want to do it too, it's very flexible. If it's something I really want to do versus something I don't want to do as much, you know, that. But I do like the idea of doing an annual kind of like you said, like, I don't know what that cost of living adjustment would be when you're in a corporate position, but something like that, right? Isn't it? Sometimes it's like a few percentage
And it
points.
depends on where you live, but I mean, cost of living is rapidly increasing
Yeah.
over the years.
Taxes are going up,
And
gas is
inflation,
going up, yeah.
You know, I remember back when I was like young and working in corporate, every year you would at least get a base increase for inflation. And then you would, you know, maybe for performance and for experience, et cetera, for switching roles. But, and that's something too, is if you're increasing your own value as a service provider so much that's essentially like switching roles, that's something to consider for raise. And maybe the cost of the things that you're putting into the business, like your HoneyBook or your
Totally.
Dosado, you know,
Those are all going
those
up, too.
Increasing and,
Yeah.
So I kind of find I'm in the middle ground. Like, I think you should raise your price, but not every year, because not every year is the same. So I'll give you so one of our main mentors named Jai Long. He always talks about this. He talks about you raise your prices based on your flow, like you were saying, right? So let's say for this year your goal is 30 weddings, right? And your middle package should be the one that everyone books. That's normally what you're supposed to hit around the middle package, because that's usually the high end package is for like out of range, like not out of range, but like above
the stretch.
a stretch. The lowest is for the people who can't reach the middle package. But if your middle package, let's say your goal is 30 weddings this year, and you hit 30 at the middle package, somewhere between the 20 and 30 mark, you should be increasing the price, because you're already well. That means that people are hitting that range.
Totally.
So once you hit, let's say you hit a goal, you're like, okay, once I hit 20, I'm going to increase it by $500, right? So then if people are still hitting it, then every wedding you book, you can keep raising it, because you know that there is demand for it. It's like the whole idea of supply and demand curve.
Totally.
So if you raise the prices and all of a sudden now instead of booking 30 weddings, you're booking 10 weddings, will that financially meet your goal?
Right.
So that's the problem though, right? So that obviously if you have to go backtrack, sometimes some people, like I know somebody in the business space, it kind of feels defeating
Yes,
to backtrack. But the way my mentor John Longwell was talking about, he goes, it's, you know, if you look at it as defeating to go backtrack, then what ends up happening is that you're gonna cave your own business. Sometimes it's okay to backtrack, reevaluate what's going on, what happened between the price range to cause you to shift, and then once you figure out how to get the flow back in, then start shifting back up again. But you know, so he would talk about this because during the he's been a photographer for a long time, and he said that there was that peak there in 2000. He'd been a photographer for a long time. I think it was like 2009, 2015. There was a spot where all these photographers were overpriced for the market because money was super low for everybody. And he said that a lot of people actually went bankrupt in that year for photographers, right? So what had happened was he lowered his prices, even though it hurt him in that year. Then what ended up happening was he was more talked about on social media than anybody else. So now, the next year he raised it back again, and then he got more money. So I think that's like when we talk about prices, sometimes people will like, oh, always raise, never lower. But like, okay, but sometimes you have to go with the flow of the market. If you're booking 5 weddings this year and you can't meet your bills, if you bring it down, let's say $800, and all of a sudden now you book more,
It's worth it.
then you can get more Facebook ads or whatever you need to do to build that number back up where people are viewing your site, and then you can move back up. So I think it's not about a yearly thing. It's about you. If you view your numbers on a regular basis, you'll know when it's time to go up and when it's time to go down.
So like the strategy.
Yeah, it's all about strategy of like look at your numbers, because like I said, if all of a sudden now you have 15,000 people coming to your website, but one person booking, well then okay, well what's wrong between the, because obviously you should at least book 1% of the people that are viewing your website or going, or at least reaching out to you. And if you're not, then where's the disconnect? And then you have to kind of taper from there,
It's so interesting because I think there's so much, I don't know, everyone has a different strategy and a different thought process behind their pricing. I know for myself, maybe I should be more strategic, but I just did the math on what's my cost of living, number of weddings I want to shoot, how much does it cost me to run the business?
And if you're getting
film.
booked, it works too.
Yeah,
You're
and I was
continuously
like, that's
getting
the
booked.
flat. I don't even do. I just do this as a base, increase or decrease hours, call it a day.
Yeah.
But maybe it's because I'm just very simple.
I like that though.
Just
And this goes into our client experience that we're going to be talking about with Petra today too. When we're raising that client experience, we can charge more as well.
Yeah. Well, and then that's what I said. Like, it's like if you're booking, let's say you're booking 5,000 and you're booking way above what you're supposed to. If you start charging more, you might book less, but then all of a sudden you can actually raise the client experience now because you're booking for a higher price, which gives each person more time with you versus, which like, okay, I have a friend who does video and he charges like $12,000, right? He books 10 people a year, but every person gets like almost one-on-one time with him because, and I can't book a $12,000 wedding like just on me alone right now because I'm not, no, but at this point right now, like I know at my place right now, I can't book a $12,000 wedding and that's just a 6-hour wedding for $12,000. Like that's crazy to me, but he's at a place where he has coordinators and stuff all that are recommending him from higher end clients and stuff like that, so he knows all this stuff. But I know that if I start to book, let's say 30 weddings at my price, then I'm going to go up a little bit and keep going up until eventually, because the more I make more money, the more I can actually give back to my couples.
And this goes into our next one actually. So offering budget packages devalues the entire industry. Agree or disagree? Or agree. If you agree, offering budget packages devalues the entire industry. So if you agree, you step in the middle.
Wait, hold on. Before we continue,
Yeah.
I want to let our wonderful coffee people out of the roll-up door.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Bye, thank you.
Okay. Good.
Should I load? Yeah, you got access points. You got exits. We got exits. We got entrances. Is this too high or is it chill?
No, that's good.
Bye, thanks. I love this outfit. It's so cute. TikTok. I know. I've been finding some dresses on there that I'm like, I want to get these shoes. I'm waiting. I shouldn't have had that matcha. I'm all sweaty now. Is that on the live?
I'm so caffeinated right now.
I'm like in another
I
thing.
had coffee on my way here. It's like, oh right, there's gonna be coffee there. I'm not gonna say no.
I can have half a matcha for the day and be like,
Just like,
jittery. You guys better be thinking about the topic, okay?
Wait, can you repeat the question?
Okay. So it was offering budget packages devalues the entire industry. So if you're offering something like way, way lower than somebody else's for, you know, it devalues everybody else. Run! Oh, okay. So it was offering budget packages devalues the entire industry. If you agree, come to the center. Don't be shy. If you disagree, you can also come to the center if you have a strong opinion.
strong opinion.
Okay.
I've had a lot of caffeine, so that's why if someone wants to take my seat, I'm just talking a lot.
I'm on the other side of her.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's see if you disagree.
Well, no, I have some input.
Okay.
From,
Thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Go
some
for it.
thoughts.
What are your thoughts?
Okay, so I agree in a sense. I'm a newer business, so I launched my business about 1.5 years ago.
When?
Maybe April.
No, I'm like, when?
Oh, when?
When?
There's my win. I do agree, but I'm coming to give some sense from the other side of maybe like why. I started, Pam also told me everything I know, love her to pieces. So when I first launched my business, I originally thought lower prices would bring me like more clients, more, you know, just the obvious bringing in starting business, you know, and it's kind of like a grand opening thing where it's like grand opening prices, come on through the door.
Totally, yeah.
However, I think because I was so excited, I was offering the full gambit. I was like, you get an engagement session, you get a second shooter, you get, you know, a Polaroid book as a little goodbye gift. And I was running myself dry. I was not really like doing the math on cost of business after paying my second shooter. And speaking, second shooter rates have raised like significantly, as they should.
As they should.
What could we do without them as a second shooter myself? But I think I just kind of did the math wrong, and I think also, I think it was actually doing my business a disservice, where clients were confused because my work looked similar to other people's work, but I was offering for thousands of dollars less with more add-ons, and I think it was just confusing for the client. And so I think I have since then nudged and I haven't seen, you know, I keep booking. Well, I could use more, but I keep booking, and I think the confusion is going away. And then also my kind of like you were mentioning before with the price, it's like that what gives you the least bit of like, what's the word, like anger or
tension.
Like, oh man, I'm doing this for nothing. And so after I pay my whole team, after I pay the fees of the Polaroid book and all my cost of business, I'm like, wait a second, something's not adding up. So I agree that starting out, I was able to get some clients through the door, but I will say in the end, I definitely think it can harm the industry. It's confusing. Why are you having all of these add-ons while this person is charging more? And I think I'm meeting in the middle, but that's just my perspective of maybe why that's happening.
You came running.
I did, because I have kind of what you went off of. So I recently had a conversation with a couple of different photographers and some planners, and they were telling me if you're charging anything under this amount and your portfolio is where it is, people are going to be skeptical, and they're going to say, wait, what's wrong here? That seems like, you know, they get spooked, because I think there's a lot of businesses out right now who are scamming people.
Yes.
And personally, one of the brides that I've had, this is another like side of it, they were charging a pretty cheap rate, almost like too good to be true, like their work was decent, whatever. But what happened was they basically ghosted her, and it was 2 days before the wedding, and I had this planner calling me like, are you available? because there's nobody. And I talked to this bride on the phone and she's crying. And poor thing doesn't have a photographer. The guy ghosts her. And then comes back and is like, sorry, I can't make it the day before the wedding. And he's like, I can send someone else in my place. And they're like, no, why are we gonna, you know? So like, I think there is, for one, if you're not charging enough, I think it makes people a little wary that they're gonna get scammed. And then I think also a lot of the budget people, or a good handful that I've heard stories about, end up being scams, or they give you a terrible experience and then they're like, couples aren't happy, and then everyone has a terrible view of like wedding photographers in general. Yeah.
Totally.
So, unless you want.
Oh, you go first.
Oh, I was gonna say, so I would definitely agree when it comes to, from the photographer side of things, when it comes to providing the services. It depends on the type of business you want to have. There's room for all kinds of businesses, but if you want to have a more high-touch business, you should consider your own costs. But to the question of whether it devalues like the work that we do, that I would say I would disagree. So I think from the client perspective, and just maybe overall, there is room in the industry and in any industry for all different price points. And there is like a valid reason maybe for, you know, a couple who's got maybe a lower budget, they still want to get married and have photos of their wedding, and maybe it's a different kind of, you know, photo experience that they'll receive, understandably. But I think that having different budgets is not necessarily a bad thing, and especially for people who are just starting out. You know, we've all been in that place where we're, like Mel was saying, where we live and we learn and we give too much for a very low price. But at the same time, you know, if a few years from now you'll look back and you'll say, okay, well, I have an excellent portfolio because I was way overworking in that season of my life. But it is almost a trade-off in that way. So I don't know if it devalues the entire industry. I think there's a client for every type of photographer, videographer, content creator, and the different budgets exist, and it is completely okay to be at a lower budget, and maybe to accept those, because maybe if I'm at a certain other rate, that wouldn't be a couple I could accept, given my cost of doing business and my cost of living. Maybe I can't accept that, but I'm so happy that they're able to find somebody. So I personally don't think it devalues. I think that we all can take the work that we can take, and there is enough for everyone. But I don't disagree when it comes to the experience of the photographer itself. Like, but we all start at a certain place, and then we realize we can't survive at a certain rate.
Really quick, not to cut you off from your turn, but also I do think there is the exception of that, which is the, hey, I'll do your whole wedding for $150, or hey, and then people are like, I'm so confused, I found this person for $900, and it's like, you get what you pay for.
Well, that's what I was talking about too. Yeah.
But at the same time, people aren't as educated as you think. You know, that's one thing. Maybe I do agree. Now that you've said that, I'm like, you know what? It could devalue it if you look at it as a whole. And people are just trying to learn from the photographers that they meet, right? And if you have a best friend who's a photographer that's telling you it should not cost that much, that's crazy that it costs that much, because I charge $1,000 for a 10-hour day or whatever it is. That does devalue it for that person that they're speaking to. And I think it's just a big gap between, like, I guess, communication, education, all those things. And it is constantly changing because we are growing and we're becoming better photographers all the time. And then we're bringing the time too, and they're changing. I mean, you know that trend that goes around, everybody's like, this photographer shouldn't make the same as this photographer, and it's you 10 years ago, like, I mean, charge the same as this photographer.
Right.
Because it's true, like, I literally charged $1,000 for a 10-hour wedding, like my first one, but like, it's completely changed now. That person valued my work, obviously. I mean, they valued it a lot because it was definitely worth more than that at the time. So maybe I do agree with the devaluation.
Well, and I think there's also another part of it too. So like, surface level, people see the price tag, and people see like a photograph from golden hour. Right. But
specific.
they don't see maybe the full gallery
100%.
From like a scene with terrible lighting,
all
like
different lighting conditions,
and not
flash.
And not only that, but the photographer's experience on the day of. So like, are they helping relieve stress? Are they helping?
Are they running?
Stress? Are they like? Are they making the day harder, or are they making the day easier for the bride and groom?
Right.
Are they really good at posing and directing, Or are they just saying like stand there and do whatever, right? So like there's a lot of things that people see the price and they see the pricing guide, but they don't see all of the back end. So like that low price could devalue from the photographer that actually like has all of this 10 years of experience behind them.
I would say though, then what provides value is maybe showing the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And showing the work that we put in and educating people. But I would still push back and say there is a role for a lower budget.
For sure.
I think it's so tough being in a place where maybe you have a certain budget and you're okay with making, like, as long as it's an educated choice.
Yeah, as long as
where
it's
you're like, you know
educated.
what, this is someone totally brand new who does portraits and has never done a wedding. I'm gonna hold their hand and be super nice to this photographer.
Well, maybe some
this
people
baby
just don't
photographer
value
doing a
photography
wedding.
as much
Yeah,
too,
that's
and that's
true.
so maybe it was never going to be devalued because it was never valued at
never
that
valued,
degree.
yes.
Yeah.
You know,
By that person.
by that person. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, little newbie?
From my experience so far, I think depending on like where you are, like your city, that is also a huge factor. Because the first wedding I shot in New York is like very different, like pricing wise here, because I was basing my initial prices from like New York, and I had to like slash my price in like half because I don't have a portfolio. So I think like as someone who's new and doesn't really have a portfolio like me, I think like starting off lower is like the way you should go about it, so that you could show your credibility and proof that you can shoot a wedding. But I also think there's a difference between like finding budget couples versus like people who are more willing to spend, because I've had a couple of inquiries from people who are willing to spend like a lot, and I don't think I had the portfolio to back me up for them to book me. So I think like maybe it's just the type of couple, like how much you're willing to spend, and then if you have like some type of portfolio to back it up. Because even with like my budget prices now, I'm still getting, oh, you're too expensive. But I'm like, I genuinely, I can't go lower than that. Yeah. But I don't think it devalues the industry as a whole, but I think like you'll always find like a cheaper photographer, videographer, or someone cheaper.
People just love a deal. Like, I'm a bargain shopper too. When I was getting married, I was like, yeah, I mean, this person's amazing, but this person's cheaper and amazing. I mean, unfortunately, that is the case for many people, especially with weddings. They're the most expensive thing you're ever going to spend money on. You know?
Well, and like you mentioned about valuing photos, so I have had couples that are like, literally didn't even give me a family list, didn't even put time in their timeline for photos, and I'm like, oh, do you guys want romantic photos? And they're like, yeah, just like candids are fine. And I'm like, so they like, it's like there are some people who want like those framers, like a full day of like a photo shoot almost for their full day.
Totally.
And then there are some people that are like, I don't even want a photo shoot at all.
They want a party. Some people just want a party.
Yeah, and I feel though they might somehow intentionally or unintentionally devalue that how hard it is to take beautiful candids. Like,
of
just
course.
shoot us.
That's a
being
big
cute.
thing
That's
too.
an education point, because they'll take it off of Pinterest and say, look at these beautiful cinematic.
Easy.
It just looks like they're running through a field. That's candid, right?
Yeah.
It's like, well,
Yeah.
But that's candid.
We
That's
set
not
that up.
to the field. We took 15 minutes away from like, you know, you finish eating dinner. I'm having a hurried conversation.
We fixed
with
her
the
hair
wedding
right
planner.
before that.
The little the maybe someone was fixing their hair, making sure that the veil was in the right place for us to grab them for 10 minutes to run to the field, run across the field, do this X, Y, and Z, and it's not candid.
It's educating the clients on this is how we took this. This was not an easy.
Why are they running in the field? What's the story?
This was not a candid.
Is that on the plan for the wedding?
Yeah, were you a runaway bride? Because then sure.
Right.
With your veil trailing behind you. Is that?
All right, you guys, we have a few more minutes for one more.
Okay.
Okay, so this one is photography should be prioritized over video on a wedding day.
Say that again.
Photography should be prioritized over video on a wedding day.
So you agree?
If you agree, come in. Photography should be prioritized over video. Wow, the videographer. Okay. Turn of events. Okay, why do you think it should be prioritized? I'm here.
Yeah, you guys get the album. You are also valued more. Your price points are more. Vogue shoots all the time. What happens when you see the Instagram handle and you see like the price of a videographer or photographer? photographer's leading in the industry, like it always is. I'm not devaluing my own industry though, like my own. I'm just saying that photography does the family portraits, and people at the end of the day want that photo album. Now, do I want an egotistical photographer to say, back away, I'm not giving you anything? No, but I think it is important to understand you're there to assist the photographer. They also, what the couple does, first thing is find the venue, get the date, talk to the photographer, get a bunch of vendors, and then on video at the end.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do end up getting like couples who reach out who have just talked to their photographer, but more often than not, it's I'm like down the list, and that's okay. Like that's fine with me. But yeah.
You're happy where you are.
Yeah.
At the lowest of the two.
So I actually disagree because of this perspective. Because being married myself, and we only hired a photographer because back then no one talked about, especially because me start by saying this. Videography is a newer space in truth. So as it's progressed, you have seen shifts where videographers are making more money now, but it's because it's being pushed more heavily now. So that's the difference, because photography's been around for, like, if you think about timeline, videography has been around on a wedding day so much longer than I mean, when video first came out,
you had camcorders.
Yeah, but you didn't have like professional camcorder people really coming out originally. So that was the difference in space. Because like I have friends who talk about this all the time. They were there when videography first started. They had to like roll like the tape onto their tape in order to do it. And I was like, what? You had to do what? They had to like, there's like another tape.
Switch about.
In order to record to another tape, you had to take the tape, switch it to the other one. But he said, but this is his take too, and I agree with it. Videography has become to a place now where it's its own entity wholeheartedly, and you're not really you're there to do your own thing. So like I have worked with people where the photographers assume I'm like their like assistant to help them with stuff, and I'm like, no dude, I am
got my own thing.
I have my own thing. I'm not like, they'd be like, oh, can you take off the microphone and do this, and I'm like, no, I need the microphone on for the ceremony. Well, I don't want it, I don't want the microphone on there because of the photos. I'm like, dude, there's the AI for that. You got to figure that out. Like,
yeah, for real.
I'm not going to take off like my stuff because you want your photos. Now I will help you because I'm very like I work with my wife, and so I have to like work with her and be like, can you get out of my way or whatever. But
you just kick her.
Yeah, we come to each other. We're like, excuse me, somebody's standing in my shot right now, and it's like,
my wife.
Okay, but we're here to work with each other.
Right.
And so obviously there is a place, right? So like as a videographer, I don't come second to photography, but because if I do my videography right, then the photographer should never be in all of my shots where I'm sole priority, right? Like I should have, like whenever I do my setups, I have one camera here, one camera here, one camera here. So if the photographer's standing in front,
you get a different
now
angle.
if you're a new videographer, you only have one camera, that's a fault on you. You got to figure that out. But if you're a professional videographer, which you know, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. You'll have multiple angles anyway, so if there's a photographer gets in front of your shot, your one camera is not the priority. But it shouldn't be second, because like I said, like this is my point is, as a married person myself, I regret not having video. Like video, I wish I prioritize video. So I think in truth, coordinator, venue, photographer, videographer should be the first 4 things booked.
Yeah.
I tell my couples all the time right now, like, you're gonna regret one day if someone's not recording your first dance. Because I can tell you, I only have one video from somebody who had an iPhone at the time and recorded it. I don't have anything else. Do I regret it? Yes. Can I go back and redo it? No. But if you don't prioritize video, what ends up happening, which there's a couple of mine that did this, they were like, well, like, there's somebody else that's cheaper than you. And I said, I told them, I educate people very, very, very honestly. I said, you can go with them, but be careful, because if that person backs out, you're gonna be left with no videographer. And especially if you got a lower end videographer, they might be newer. She's like, yeah, they said they're newer, and I said, that's fine. I said, I know I'm a little more expensive, but there's the reason why we prioritize is because, and I told her everything about my wedding day and how we didn't get videos and how important it is. What ended up happening was the day before they reached out to me and they're like, well, can you still do it for the same price? I said, no, I'm already shooting a wedding that day. I can hire my friend who's a lead, and he can go to your wedding. She's like, well, yeah, but I want the price you offered me before. And I was like, I mean, and they said, I said, what happened? I said, well, he last second bailed and said that he couldn't show up anymore. And I told him, I said, this is why I educate you on the day. I said, I will always show up. There will never be a moment where I won't show up. And I said, you know how I messaged you every moment of this? I messaged you. I constantly was in contact, constantly had all the stuff done. I said, that's why I told you about prioritizing video, is because when you prioritize video and photo together, what happens is you get good quality of both. When you don't prioritize video, what ends up happening is, that's the part I always have to fight in my space, is trying to prove that I'm not some shady videographer who, you know what I mean? Like, so when you don't, obviously you're a good videographer, I'm a good videographer, but you know there's one that we worked with too, where later on they come back and do you have the videos? It's been 2 years and they haven't even did anything. I'm like, I can't give you that because technically by contract I'm like, it's not my video to give you, so I don't know what to do here. Like
the mass video, that's a whole other topic.
Yeah, we've had some people we don't shoot anymore with because we don't shoot this guy anymore because we had 8 couples reach out to us and be like, do you have the photo and videos? It's been 1.5 years, he hasn't give us anything, and we're like, we're not shooting this guy ever again because I feel bad as a person, and that's why I always say prioritize everything, because if you prioritize video and photo, then you will never get the degenerate videographers.
And I totally agree with you 100%. Like everything you're saying like resonates, but I feel our industry does not value that, and I have to go with like what it is now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm mixing it up. Maybe I'm in the middle more than just like agree or disagree. Maybe I'm in the middle because I feel like that's not our space yet.
Well, that's the importance of creating. That's why I'm constantly creating this space. Educating, creating. Because when you create that space, again, it's only reason why it's not as important in terms of most people now is because it's not pushed as priority.
I think it's the price point, though. I think that's a huge piece of it. Is like video is still seen as luxury. Photography is a luxury as well, but I think it's not seen as a luxury as much. Yeah, it's like with video. I mean, I had video for mine, but it was because it was a husband-wife team, and it was a great deal. You know, and so that's the thing. Like, and I don't regret it, but I've only watched the video like twice. But I got the photos up in my house. Yeah. You know, and an album.
You know, we sell. This is what video always sells. What's called is a legacy thing, and this is and that's the importance part, because one day you're gonna have to show this to your kids. That's why and then when you tell people that, most people are like, yeah, that's true, because what happens one day if my kids want to see a video and there's nothing there, right? Yeah. Or you can't see your mom and dad like dancing at their wedding day. Yeah. Or your grandma, voices. or your grandpa gave a speech and now all of a sudden he passed away. Now you have a video of him talking.
100%.
But I will say it's also because videography is newer. Videography is 100% in the newer space. Yep. So as it's evolving, you start to see more prioritizing of it. Yeah. It's the same way. I got a friend who did photography like 50-something years ago, and he was telling me when I first did photography, it was so hard to sell photography for the price that I sell it now. They'd be like, you just take pictures. That's it. What do you want? And it's like
you don't get it. It's an art.
It's like, no, it's not. And that's back the day when you had to like do the what do you call it, like the
negatives?
The negative thing and the chemicals and like. I was like, I can't imagine having to pour chemicals to make my. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that sounds archaic, you know.
So it sounds like video is only valued in regret. That's after the fact.
Oh, 100%.
Get in the circle.
Come here, mister.
Circle.
Yeah, but
we have like 2 more minutes, by the way.
If you value that, if you say it's valued in regret, then so is photography. Because I can tell you how many people regret hiring like this guy that we hired. Yeah. And you know what? They regret it now. But that's where education comes in. I think that's where if more people in this space educated their clients, we would have a much better space. But there's a bunch of people I know that I have friends talk about educating, like, that's not my job. That they're paying the client, and I'm like, okay, well, and then they end up getting problems later, or they're like, oh, you didn't take a picture of my aunt. Did you tell me to take a picture of your aunt? Well, I thought you were gonna take a picture of everybody. It's like, wait, you didn't tell me to take a picture of your aunt. Like, so regret is a horrible thing.
My girlfriend's here. I'm gonna bring her in.
Okay.
Okay.
But anyways, I think regret has a bad space in the name, but if you educate people now, there won't be regret later. I mean, we all know this. People who are like, oh, I should have asked you about that. Oh, yeah, you should have, but I mean, it's the wedding day now. Like, we didn't get the romantics, we didn't get this and that, or we didn't. Well, you can book us now extra hours, but it's gonna cost more because now I have to have my second shooter stay 3 more hours later. You know, which is, I feel bad sometimes when it's like it's late and they're like, can you stay 3 more hours? And it's like, it's far. Okay.
You're like, no.
Some people do tell me no, and I'm like, okay.
Did you have anything?
I do, yeah. So I think I'm coming at it from the perspective of not necessarily from the couple, but on the day of when photographers and videographers are working together. Because Joe does video, wherever he is, and then I do photo, and typically we're working as a team. But on occasion, we've had to do only video with another photographer, and we've had experiences where the photographer steamrolls over the video
100%.
team
Yeah.
because they think it's not as important.
Mm-hmm.
And so you get into situations where the photographer literally pushes Joe out of the way for the grand entrance
for
shot.
sure.
So he doesn't get it, and the couple loses.
Yeah.
You know, because the photographer got it, sure, but like for the video, that was a crappy take.
They should be prioritized equally on the
Yeah,
wedding
that's
day.
what
As vendors, it should be
Yeah.
prioritized equally.
But that's
Yeah.
also I actually agree with you on that. But this is why I say agree, because this is where I communicate. So I'll tell the photographer straight up, on that first shot, I'm going to be there with you.
Yeah.
And I've had it where the photographer will be like this with their arms out wide, and I'm like, what are you doing,
Squeeze
dude?
in,
Like,
squeeze
so I'll
in.
move next to him. He's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm getting the shot. And then they'll be like, well, this is my shot. I was like, dude,
It's our shot, okay?
it's our shot, buddy. So I'll stand there and do extra wide arms too. But like, I could do Mr. Long Arms too, you know?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing is like, obviously it's easy when they're really easygoing, chill photographers with us as a video
Which
team.
most people are, obviously.
Like we got to work with Petra and Pam on a wedding as the video team, and they were the photographers. It was like 2 days back to back, and it was the best experience.
Sure.
And I think we've also implemented using headsets on the day
Yeah.
too, and we
Yeah.
hand them out to the
That's
other
great.
team, so like we can constantly communicate through the day.
Good idea,
Yeah.
actually.
But
That's a good idea.
so we could be like, hey, get out of the camera, you're in the camera with me right now.
Mm.
But I think in those instances where, especially during portrait session, as a photographer and second shoot for Joe occasionally, it's really easy as photographers to get so excited about a moment
Yes.
and to step in and like take over basically. And especially in the new like editorial realm of style, because it's very sort of like still posing rather than candid movement and imagery, so
Yeah.
the video ends up being really boring.
Yeah.
And so like if the photographer takes over and you know they're only doing these still editorial shots, it's like, well, the video is not going to be that great for the portrait stuff. So we have to come to an agreement as like a team where we're working equally, not like
For sure.
the photographer takes.
Yeah.
Especially if you only have 15 minutes for a portrait
Oh my
session,
gosh,
you
or
know?
less.
Like how stressful.
Yeah.
So Joe and I have had a lot of conversations about it because we'll work as a team. Like he's video, I'm photo, and he'll be like, hey, I need my shot. I need like a good 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. Without flash.
Yeah.
That's actually a good point.
Yeah.
I'm not good with flash. Maybe that's a hot take.
You're good with flash.
Go ahead and flash.
It kind
I'm
of
fine
gives
with
a
it.
whole extra vibe to it, I feel like. But yeah.
But the way
Go
that
use flash.
the way that we've kind of like gone about things is on the day I'm like, you get your shot, I will shoot around you because I can edit a lot.
Totally.
In post.
That's
There's
how I am
AI
too.
tools now where I can do a lot. You can't do that. You need like a
Yeah.
solid.
Where's the best for video?
Yeah.
Fix the backlight.
Yeah.
Well, it's
That's
actually
my take.
That actually
right.
I love your take, and that's actually I had a friend who when I first started was he would do fly on the wall photography, videography, and the problem with fly on the wall is it becomes where videography second. Well, when it's happening is that you don't get movement.
Motion.
So when you come in this space as non-priority, when it's happening is you just go, okay, whatever, I'll take whatever. So, but I learned a lot from Ray Roman. Ray Roman, I think is his name. And one thing he talks about a lot is intentional videography. So it's very much you when you come in, you go. Like we talk to him. He always talks about. He goes, okay, so when you come in as a videographer, you come and you talk to the photographer as your equals, and you go, okay, this is what I need to get. So while you're doing that, I might stop you and say, hold on a second, I need to do that pose, do one thing real quick.
Totally.
So when you're intentional, what ends up happening is, if you assume yourself as priority versus being a fly on the wall, you get your couple to actually get shots that are good.
Alrighty.
Can I just
Well,
say one thing
yeah.
though? I feel like lately I've been burnt out by video because I feel like I do
I agree.
advocate for myself, but sometimes I'm just like, I have to have a DJ to make sure my sound check is sounding. I have to get in his stuff. I'm like, I'm not trying to get your stuff.
Yep.
I have to talk to the photographer and
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm not gonna be crazy. Like, I just need to mic this moment real quick because like this is an important moment and we talked about this in our session that we wanted this to be filmed, blah blah. and it's like, I think I'll stop talk to the planner and be like, hey, where are they gonna be entering from? Like, and it's like, I feel like lately I'm just like, there's a lot. Constantly in everyone's stuff, and I'm like.
It's all about communication.
Right. Yeah.
But we do have to get started with Petra.
Thank you guys.
Yes. So we're going to be doing elevating our client experience. Yay.
So if you guys can grab a stool.
Bring your chairs.
and
Should we
then
bring these back?
Put it on up here.
Do you want
and-
these out?
Yeah. You want to help me clear?
Do you want this one? The big one is yours, right? Or do you want this? For this. Oh, for this, yeah. Okay. Just one. Thank you.
So I've been shooting for the city. And Petra's actually taking photos sometimes because I don't have to run around like
Like here? Do you want me to bring it lower so this is?
For her now, and I'm like, I love photo. Maybe we should do photo now because I don't want to stress like right now. So she's like, oh, I'm like, it's a break to be her second shooter because I don't have to worry about like audio and all that stuff. Yeah. I just sit down and go, okay, I think my photo looks good.
Hi.
Oh yeah. And my
It's like right away. In fact, can we get some people in the middle? Scoot over in.
It's not my business. Scoot on in there. Is that good?
Yeah.
I'm tall.
Will you guys be okay if I have glasses because the light is little?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, my eyes are sensitive, so sorry.
That's good. I like that.
It adds to the mystique.
The mystique.
That's right.
I feel elevated already.
Always looks like a bodyguard. Okay, guys, thank you so much for coming. Welcome. Thank you, Bree and Joe, to hosting this. I think it's an amazing idea because us as a creatives, the business can be lonely sometimes, so to find some people with the same approach is very important. So, a couple words about me. My name is Petra. I'm wedding photographer last 6 years full time. I'm based in Long Beach, California. And I was born and raised in Prague, Czech Republic, which is small but mighty country in Europe. And how I get here, about 10 years ago, I used to work in the corporate, which I hated, and photography was always my hobby. And my husband, he is diehard traveler, so when he was in Prague, we met on Tinder. And we were dating about 2 years, traveling because he was from Miami. So we were traveling and tried to make it work. And when he proposed, it was easier for me to say, okay, I'm leaving this job. I always hate it. So I came here, and that was another question, like, what I gonna do here? Because all my friends were like, you are in America, you can do whatever, follow your dreams. I'm like, what the hell is my dreams? I have no idea. So then my husband came again, and he was like, look, you like photography, obviously you have like 80,000 pictures in your phone, you're still doing it, but now it's the time. I'm like, well, let's try it. So I tried, I started, but COVID hit. So it wasn't easy, everything was online, so I had to wait basically before other style shoots coming and everything, what I can boost my portfolio. Then actually my friends asked me if I will photograph their wedding. I'm like, are you sure it's important? And I never did it before. They were like, yes, we are sure. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And this wedding was still one of the best from my portfolio, which is funny. And that's how I started, of course, friends, family. And over the years, Now it will be 6 years. I'm still getting emotional during the weddings, like father-daughter dance, father's first look, wow, exchange of vows. I'm still tearing up, so that's telling me I'm doing something I'm supposed to, because it's still meaningful for me. So today's topic, elevating your client experience. All of us know the client's experience starting with your online presence, with your communication and everything. But we're not going to talk about this today because that's a huge topic, how to lock the clients. We will talk what to do for your clients after the contract is signed and the client is booked. I have actually one question. Who from you guys doing anything for your clients other than shoot, edit, deliver? Just raise your hands. Excellent, now we're friends. I think it's very important lately because the competition is big. Everybody's photographer now, everybody offering the same product. So you have to step up, you have to give them something extra to be different, and that's what we will be talking about today, to show them how you care, that your clients are not just the paycheck for you. It's something meaningful because wedding is very important day for them. So what I am doing, when the contract's signed, I'm sending welcome box, which is like this usually. Which is a little box with some appreciation stuff like a wow box, luggage tags, Mr. and Mrs., little patch with the bride, your business cards, and handwritten note. This is usual, but of course over the years it's changed because I'm buying those stuff in the bulk. The suppliers start to selling them, you need to find something else. So it's changing, and absolutely up to you guys what you're gonna put to the box, right? Something meaningful. I try to do something wedding related. So this is what I'm putting them. Usually if it's element, I'm not including the wedding guide. If it's wedding, I'm including wedding guides, which is this thing. I will keep one here and send you this possible. You can check them. Why wedding guides? Because most of the couples had no idea what they're doing. They never had the wedding before, so they had no idea. So this should be helpful. Of course, wedding guide, it's not a new thing. I saw it from other photographers, which I admire, and I was like, that's cool, let's do it. But it's actually hard to do it because I think I purchased like 4 different templates from different wedding photographers, but this I didn't like the wording, this I didn't like the actually font or whatever. There was always something, so I put all those 4 together and creating, but it took me like maybe 2 years because we are busy. So I'm always, I need to finish the wedding guide. No, you have wedding, you have to edit, wedding guide's going on the side. So after 4 years, I finished it. I think it was beginning of last year. And finally I have it. So I will tell you a couple words what I'm putting inside. It's basically the stuff you will introduce yourself, then you talking about engagement shoot, if you have it included in your packages, colors, because most of the time your clients seeing your pictures and they, oh, I want this, but then they show up in the red, right? But your colors are like earthy and like neutral, so you have to tell them what to wear to look like your pictures. So about the engagement shoot, what to look, of course you're talking about the wedding, timeline, you're helping them with the timeline, preparations, how much time they need for each thing. What is first look? If it's important, I always recommending it because it's giving you more options for the pictures. Then of course the getting ready, what to include to your flat lay, what to bring. I also included how to tie your bow tie because many times
That's so smart.
it happens.
This would be a
and there's, like
magazine.
timeline running late because they weren't able to tie his bow tie.
And they're watching YouTube.
Exactly.
Let me
So,
just have this.
it's there too.
Look at my pictures.
Then we continue to
Bow tie.
the
Oh, I
then
wonder.
the day, how much lighting is important, location, getting actually married, ceremony, how many kisses they want to have when they exiting the ceremony.
This is smart.
Reception, again, like what they can include, like what games or whatever. Of course, like the family pictures, little example how to do it because most of the I'm telling them I need a family photo shot list, and they are like, I'm like, look, bride and groom and this, bride and groom and Uncle Joe. So,
I have 2 Uncle Joes.
so this is a little example for them, and of course about the party. Then you have lot of pictures, little trends, what trending now, film photography, dress change, veils, flash photos, and then like little recommendation why to have a wedding planner, why to have unplugged ceremony, and all this time at the end you or I including vendors, my favorite vendors from here, which I love and work, and at the end it's like this little chart for the guests. They can put down little notes, everything. So it basically will become their book they need to can use before the wedding. So this is I'm putting inside the box and sending it, and most of the time it's like huge plus point for you because you can. Yeah.
How soon after they booked do you send all of that to them?
I would say within week. I used to not telling them. I wanted to be a surprise, but you know, you have bad building, they stealing packages or whatever.
Yeah.
So I telling them, look, expect a little present for them to know actually, because apartment building, for example, I living, you don't know when the package coming, right? So you're not going there every day looking for your name. So I'm telling them now. So yeah, sorry.
Do you have an average like cost of what this costs you?
I have it on the end. No
Sorry,
worries.
sorry.
No worries. So this is the first, the package. After that, I am doing complimentary engagement shoot, which I would recommend to have in your packages because it's good for them, it's good for you. If you don't have it, just raise your price a little bit for this value and do it because you will meet them in person. You will talk with the planning. You will ask them how it's going. You will ask them for their vision. You will of course like practicing posing and everything. You will bond with your clients. They will get comfortable, and basically all the posing you're doing, you will do during the wedding, but faster. So you have time to actually bond with them. And of course, they will have it for save the date cards or the invitations. So that's why I think engagement shoot is very important. And next step, it's kind of a huge gap between this booking, engagement shoot, and the wedding. It's big, huge gap of nothing, but I would not use it as a nothing. You still are there for them. Usually I'm following my clients on Instagram, and if they posting something wedding related in stories, like, look, I want dress shopping or something, just interact, like, comment, ask how the planning going, you look beautiful, blah, blah, blah. If they are not Instagram people, which happening lately, just in the middle of this time, hit them email. How is it going? Can I help you with something? Like, I'm very excited, it's coming, blah, blah, blah. So you will show them you care and you are there for them. Don't just disappear in this period. Of course, we are busy, but try to not disappear on them. They are paying on us a lot of money. And I think it's important to show them you are still there for them. After this, wedding coming. So usually about 2 weeks before the wedding, I having pre-wedding call, which I guess most of us have, because we need to go through the timeline. If they have a wedding planner, you have the timeline already, so you can get prepared, you can get notes like, look, there's 15 minutes for portraits, can we move it to 25? Like a little bit those things like to help them to make the day perfect. And of course, what I like to ask is, do you have your Pinterest board? Because I think 99% of the brides has Pinterest board these days. And of course, I have some approach. I know what I'm going for, which pictures I want to get, but it's their wedding and their vision. So I like to see the Pinterest board and try to recreate it as much as possible. So this is the wedding call, pre-wedding call, and then we have the wedding. Of course, wedding is straightforward. We have to take pictures of everything, but my most important input in the wedding days is be present, be them for them. Reading a lot of photographers treating the wedding day as a content day. Of course, it's like, you don't have a pictures, it didn't happen. It is true, but sometimes I'm leaving the wedding with one picture of the table, something like that. So try to use your meta glasses, the hot shoe with the phone, your second photographer, something. Just don't try to put yourself on the phone and doing the content over your clients. You have to be there for them. You sometimes happen, we zipping up the dresses. Nobody can do it because they have nails or they don't have nails. So you need to help them to zip the dress. All those small details matter and they see it. Even if it's like stressful day, they see it. So that's my only recommendation about the wedding day. Just be present, be them for them and give them everything. After the wedding, I'm sending sneak peek gallery within 1 week, and because I cannot decide, so usually it's about 100 pictures. I find out more you give them, happier they are, and longer they will wait for the final gallery. Mm-hmm. So about 100, 150 I'm doing lately, and when I'm sending them the sneak peek gallery, I'm usually telling them, look, your gallery will be at the end of September. I'm never giving them like exact date, because even in my contract it's like approximately 12 weeks. So, but I need the deadline for myself, because if not, I have other weddings and everything will go to the corner. So just tell them, and they will have some like period to be excited for. Like, look, this month we're getting the gallery at the end, so tell them something. Just don't let them wait. When you sending the final gallery, usually depends. 10 to 12 weeks for 8-hour wedding I have right now. So with the online gallery, I'm sending this box. There's another package from me for the couple. This one, small one, it's with a USB flash drive, which they have in their packages. This one is for elements, just a small one, smaller packages, so they have this small one. And for the weddings, I actually have this one. Wooden box with your logo on it. You have the flash drive and the space for the prints. USB flash drive, lately all the devices are C-type, so I have USB flash drive, and on the other side is the C-type.
Smart.
So they have both now. Mm-hmm. So you're sending this with all their pictures, and in this space I'm including prints, about 10 prints, because they have USB flash drive in their packages, but they don't have the prints. That's my present for them, and little surprise, because they don't have idea it will come this box. Some USB flash drive will come, okay, but they don't know how it looks, and it will be the present for them. So about 10 pictures, it costs you nothing, and they will be super happy to have it on their fridge or whatever. So sending another present, and of course I'm including another thank you card as like, it was my honor, it was so much fun with you guys. This is just like my little appreciation, and I miss you already. So this is the final step, but usually about 3-4 weeks after this gallery delivery, I'm checking up on them. because, okay, there can be some tweaks they want to do in their gallery, like something wrong, they want more picture of grandpa or something. Just checking on them if everything's okay. And this is the moment when I'm like, look, and I would super appreciate if you can leave me a review. That would be amazing. Some couples, they will leave it before you ask. They are excited. That's nice. That's the perfect client. But we need reviews as creatives. So a couple weeks after, when everything's soaked in, everybody's excitement about the pictures done, I'm asking for the review. So before we get to the questions, and I have one question, which all asking, okay, she's doing all this shit, how much does it cost? So usually, as I said, I'm buying this in bulk, all the wow books, all the luggage tags, everything in one, so price is better. So if I calculate it, it's like about 120 for client. So you have to want to give back a little bit. I think maximum 150 I ever paid for one client. Sorry. 150 what I paid for one client, but because they were from East Coast, so the shipping is a little higher. But anyways, it's about, I would say, 150 the max to give back to the client. So that's also how I said the engagement shoot, these things. Just raise your price about this, and you can give them back. And I can guarantee you that that's the client experience. They are like, look, she take care of us. She give us these little things around, and that's why all my bookings coming from recommendation from my past clients, because they know how I work. So. Yeah, that's it. That's my experience, and now we have questions. Thank you so much. Any questions?
How frequently do you find people react to the gifts that you give them? Do they reach out to you? Do they let you know that they appreciate it? Do you feel like it's something that they really enjoy?
Yes. You know, like people are different. So, but most of the people, they are reacting, oh my God, that's so thoughtful. Thank you so much about everything. Someone posted on the Instagram, like, look, what did we get from our photographer? So most of them, they giving reaction back. And if I'm not getting back, it's on me, right? I'm checking the FedEx bill, check the tracking number. Did they receive it? That's my first thought. And another one is like, look, just checking if you get the package, anything else I can help you. And I'm excited for our engagement shoot. So you are like covering it in someone. So I would say 90% of the clients reacting back by themselves. And if they not, I'm asking.
On average, how much is your wedding packages? Are clients booking?
8 hours, I have now 6,200 for 8 hours.
Sorry, come back to me. My brain's like.
Of course. Take time. Yes.
So that's including your engagement session with all of your packages.
Yes.
Do you write that in your packages? Do you just put like complimentary shoot, or do you just kind of tell them afterwards?
In the packages, I have welcome gift, I have USB flash drive, and complimentary engagement shoot. So
Smart.
they know they're getting it.
Okay, and then you don't tell them about the afterwards, giving them the.
They know the USB flash drive coming, but not like the wooden box, the prints. That's the surprise. Yes.
So I had created a kind of a similar like PDF version of like the welcome guide, much smaller, and I noticed that I like didn't really get any thank yous or welcomes or anything. Did you ever send a PDF version, or do you mainly get the reaction from the printed magazine?
Mainly printed, because I'm not sending the online one at all. It's
so much more impactful.
Exactly, like these days it's everything online, so when they get actually something physical, it's like, wow. So I'm not sending them the online at all. Yes.
2 questions. How early on do you ask for their address?
With the contract, they're giving when I'm sending the contract, it's like names, address, phone. I'm not asking how old they are, but the address is always there.
But then, do you write like because of the complimentary gift? Like, do you ask for their address?
No, I have it in the contract, so I'm sending it on that address. But actually, after the wedding, it can happen, people moving.
Right.
So I'm just like, when I'm delivering the online gallery, I usually asking in the email, like, is your address still the same as in our contract? Sometimes they say, oh no, we moved, so I'm putting the new one, but usually I'm sending them the same one.
Have you ever gotten pushback on that?
What do you mean?
Like, the client doesn't want to give you their address?
No, it's like in my contract, and it's required.
Mailing address.
Yes, that's
So that
required.
you can find
but
them.
I actually had one like mistake that she actually put the address of the wedding venue there, except the wedding. So I just get back to her like, look, this is the venue. Can I get your address, because I'm sending you the welcome gift. So if they give me the address on her grandma, I don't care. If she's going to pick it up there, it's fine. But yeah, usually it's like required in the contract.
And then my second question, I know you said you buy in bulk, so are you just like manually delivering it yourself?
Yeah, I'm usually like, I can be transparent. Like for example, the luggage tags, I'm ordering from AliExpress. So I'm just like, because I'm ordering them long time, I know the seller already, so they already giving me like better price. And just negotiate with them, they will give you better price. So, and then I'm send them to my address. Any other?
I would love to just ask the group like different client gifts that people are giving, just to give more ideas. Like I love the idea because I'm doing more elopements, so it's like smaller scale. I do like obviously information and education, and I'm starting an elopement company, so it's kind of more on the planning side of things. So I'm thinking of doing like hoodies, like so that the couple can have like hoodies afterwards, and because my company's called the Loved Up Club, so it's like the Loved Up Club on the back. So something, yeah. So I was just thinking like hoodies, but I've been trying to think of like different ways to like add to it, because obviously I'm doing photography, but I also am going to be on the planning side, so something incorporating all that. So other people who have more ideas, just write them down.
I do ring dishes. I used to do keychains with the date, but because of COVID and all the reschedules, I stopped doing
gosh,
dishes.
yeah, that's stressful.
And then I also, I have like my own stickers for my branding, so I put that in there. They put them on their water bottles, and it has my brand on it.
Love that.
And then I also, and little keychains too. The keychains, actually, I do like a cute little it's like a heart cake on a keychain, and then I have their initials on it.
That is awesome. So you do like custom each one with their initials
so
on
I
it.
use the ring dishes and the keychains I get on Etsy. I try to think of something that's useful.
Yeah.
And something that's not going to be like
Just tossed inside.
Yeah. Oh, and velvets. I do velvets too, but I try to make them gender neutral because
That's what I was
you
gonna
never
say.
know pronouns. So I just do my vows to you on the velvets.
Love that.
I like the idea of like for example, for you for having the luggage tags, because I feel like your brand is very like travel, like that kind of like thing. I do. I don't know what this says about me, but I do like eye patches. And like little like a candle if I get the vibe from the couple, or like
do candles.
something like I do something Los Angeles kind of themes. Like I do like it's not like I don't know, just stuff I think I would enjoy. Like
You think they're connecting with you as a
I've sent like
photographer.
chocolate because I've been like, oh, it's like LA kind of like local, like, or I'll send tea if we chatted about tea, but like I'll sometimes like customize it in that way, and then like other than that, I love the idea of a sticker with like the logo.
Stickers are smart. I want stickers all over my water bottle.
Yeah, because like I want to put a sticker on my water bottle, so I think that's so smart.
I think we tend to customize it actually. Well, like so I'll ask I'll have a little like weddings like survey thing, like what do you guys like to do for fun? So then I always tell her like, oh, they like this, they like movies, like, cause think about it, like, I mean, I always think about that, I always tell her this, I always tell her like, how, it's not too hard, like if the couple said like, oh, we like to watch movies, you can literally get cheap little like AMC movie tickets, send it to them, and it may cost you $20, $30, but that $30 might be like, oh, dude, look it, our photographer hooked us up with movie tickets. And it's like, and you think it's like stupid and all, but those posts go a long way.
Yeah,
you know?
I think like you can get creative like with everything. Like when you get to know your couple during the pre-wedding call, they will tell you stuff. Like we met during pickup strawberries. So okay, they like this gardening, whatever. So you can go anything. Like for example, for my elopements, I'm not sending the wedding guides because that's for the wedding, but I'm including, for example, like candle with my logo sticker on it. So something other than the wedding guide. So you can get creative, like anything you can send them. Even like when I'm thinking about it, you can do it if you have the complimentary engagement shoot. Get to know them even more. Send the package after when you find out what they like. So absolutely up to you. Just
I love the idea of the two different, because everybody has different for the USB.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is true. Actually, I didn't think about
and
that.
it's wooden, so that's really cute.
That's
Like,
I started to do like 4 months ago because one couple like, okay, you're sending us USB flash drive. Can we get the C type? I'm like,
Yeah, buy an extension.
You can get the connector on Amazon, like, but it
looks way better when you do
Yeah.
So
That's true.
I connected my supplier, like, look, can we go both sides? And they're like, oh, no problem. So yeah, like lately.
That's actually a good idea because especially Apple, everything they moved all the
Exactly,
USB,
like, even
now
me,
everything's
I'm
all
like-
USB-C now. It's like
no, that's true.
that's so true. So
Yeah.
true.
How big are the drives?
Drives depends. Like for elopements, 8 gigabytes, which is enough. After elopements, which is usually 3 hours, so you can put. But for the bigger weddings, I have like 32, sometimes like 18. So it depends. Sometimes I'm putting it on the smaller one, and it's telling me not enough drive. I'm like, damn it! So I have to go for the bigger for the flash drive. So yeah.
Have you heard of JPEG?
Once again.
JPEG Mini? It like shrinks your file size without messing with the image quality. And then you can
No,
buy,
I didn't,
Yeah,
but
then
I
you can
need
buy
to hear
smaller
more.
drives. Yeah.
Wait,
what is that?
Like an export?
Yeah. It's called JPEG Mini. You just put your like edited folder, you drag and drop it, and then it shrinks all the file size.
And it's
And
not
then it
going
zips
to
it,
like.
kind of.
It doesn't zip it. It's like.
But does it affect printing though?
No, it doesn't.
Can it look,
It does something.
it probably can't do video, right?
I don't know. I
Just
can't do
JPEG,
video,
yeah.
only JPEG.
Yeah.
But it does something with the metadata that shrinks the file without messing with the image size.
That's interesting.
I need
Interesting.
write it up.
Write it down for me. Step by step.
Because we have video and photo, we always have like she'll be like, I have 16 gigabytes. Or I have like 40 gigabytes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like a
It's
60.
really, really helpful for hard drives, especially because there's so much right. It's so expensive. I just shrink everything.
Yeah,
That's
I don't.
true.
I only do like a digital
That's right.
gallery, but I feel like it is important to
You
give
know,
them
the thing.
something
Yeah.
physical.
JPEG Mini.
Because then I don't have to keep the gallery up
That's the
forever.
thing.
When you speak about elements, what are you referencing? Sorry, I'm not sure.
What do you mean
Oh, are
elements?
you saying engagements?
Elopements.
Elopements. Got it.
The small ones.
Yeah.
Any other questions, guys?
Are you doing anything the day of to elevate client experience other than like being your beautiful, great excellent yourself? Yeah.
Yeah, I think like day of the wedding, it's just what I said, like just be present, whatever they need, you holding bride's veil, like if it's elopement for sure. Lately that was just me, bride and groom and just me. They didn't even have a parents, nothing. I was the one who's signing their marriage certificate. So in that case, like you holding her staff, you holding the flower, and like always do it like you don't care, like okay, no problem, let's do it.
Do you tell couples, or do you have like a stipulation that you'll only do weddings if they have a planner, or no?
Not yet, but lately it was
Yeah.
messy, and some weddings, like of course, like you are day of the
Yeah.
wedding, you becoming the one who pushing the timeline,
Coordinator. Yeah.
which is kind of you should charge more for this, right?
I'm trying
But
to think of how to like word that because I'm tired of being coordinated.
ChatGPT.
Exactly,
How can I
and like
professionally say this?
if they don't, I'm coming there. I'm like, oh, there's my cousin. She will help us with the coordination. I'm like, yeah, right.
I mean, you could just straight up say that you only take like coordinated weddings, because I got a friend who does. I have a friend who does that, and he just does like he's like I don't take anybody who does have coordinators because, and he explains to the couple too. He's like, the reason I don't take them is because I'm happy it gets messy on the day of, and and I'm trying to focus. You paid me for my photos, so I want to focus on that, not
At the end of the
everything
day,
else.
it eases your load as a couple.
I think like a gentle way of doing
Yeah,
it,
gentle,
I've seen
yeah.
people do, is this is the passive way of doing it, is you put it in your inquiry form and you say, who is your
Yeah.
coordinator?
That's true.
Box that's open,
That's a
required.
good idea.
What if they don't have a coordinator yet though? Or do you
Yeah,
say
or
like,
they can say
And you
to you
put
that
not
it
yet.
just alerts them
Yeah.
that like it's gonna be necessary, so when you have your meeting with them and it gets brought up, you
That's
can
a
be
good
like, oh, whenever you have your coordinator, let me know, and then the topic comes up and it's gentle.
Yeah.
because they've already been like primed to think about it and kind of expect you to be like, I don't have it on my career form, but I've seen people like my friends have told me that. Yeah.
No, you know what I've done, and it's been helping so much. Usually on our discovery calls, I'll be like, I'll talk about the coordination. I'm like, you want your photographer to be the photographer. Yes, I could do the coordinating. I do this all the time. I get it, but you want your photographer to be the artist. So here's what's your budget for coordinator? I'll help you find one.
Yeah, that's true.
So I kind of like help with it because I want to push them to
Yeah.
the coordination. Versus like I don't want to do it because I know I can do it, but I don't want to do it.
And you don't want to leave it to your aunts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I give example, especially if I know there's certain specific venues. Like there's a restaurant venue that I love, but they suck with the coordination.
Yeah, they're focused
and they
on
say
the
that's
venue.
how they sell their couples. Oh yeah, we have a coordinator, but on their day they're gone. They don't care. And I'm having to run it.
That's
so
true.
especially with that specific venue, I'm like, please trust me. I love it. I do it. It's great. But you want your photographer to be the artist. You want those beautiful photos. Then let me be your photographer versus your coordinator. Pushing. I'm like, of course I have to. We have our team doing it, but kind of just emphasizing it. And so when it comes down to like the couple, I started doing that at the end of last year. And then they come to me for their wedding. I'm like, so who's your coordinator? Like, we listened to you. We actually got one. And I was like, okay, great.
Yeah.
So like,
Well,
kind
the
of
coordinator loves you, and
Yeah.
like because
Yes.
you're
Yes.
offering
Yeah.
them, which
Yeah.
they don't see as often.
Yeah.
But another thing you brought up as a good point was, you know how a lot of times people, when they book restaurants, they'll be like, oh, they have a day of coordinator.
Yeah.
It's for their venue.
That's one thing I've had to educate couples a lot was like,
Educating them.
that
That's
is not
different.
a coordinator. Like, what do you mean? That
only
person,
care about the
that
venue.
person puts out
Yeah.
fires from the venue.
Yeah.
Like if the venue doesn't have water, venue doesn't have alcohol or whatever, right? Whatever the venue's supposed to provide.
They're not.
They don't actually do anything to coordinate because when we got married too, we didn't know that. The coordinator didn't help. We thought, oh, they have coordinator.
Right.
The data coordinator did nothing.
Just make sure the food comes out on
My-
time.
Do you
Yeah.
yourself?
Yeah. We did. I did everything myself. I planned. I was trying to keep everything along myself, and I was like, this is the most awful thing I ever did. And I don't like. I'm pretty much a man in general. I'm like, I don't understand how to do this. And then my pastor, like, she was like, I was like, let me do this for you. You look stressed. I was like, I am. I don't know what I'm doing. I was like the damn coordinator, and she's like, oh, she doesn't do anything. I was like, no one told me that. They told.
Yeah, that is a big education point. That's such a huge deal.
So it's like informing them. Like,
Dude, I was so stressed.
I always have to tell them, like, the venue coordinator, they sold you on it, but they are worrying about the venue. They don't care.
Yeah, and
about
I didn't want to
getting
piss my
ready.
wife up to try to like tell her like I don't know what I'm doing here. So I was just like, okay, so we flowers go okay here, and then someone's like, you okay? I was like, no, I don't know anything about where to put these flowers because when we got married, we didn't know anything about anything. So that's a good point of education because if you tell them
I
that,
saw the page in here about coordinators.
it'll save them so much time. Oh my gosh.
Stipulation.
Yeah,
So
like
are you
I
selling
should do
this
it.
template or what? Because
I don't. I don't know. I don't feel I should because how I said like I took like 4 different ones.
Exactly, it's
That
your
was
own.
someone else's. I still feel like it's not like completely mine.
But
know?
you should make one and sell
But you
it.
know that they
Maybe
did
one
that too, and then they sold
Yeah.
it to you.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
maybe
saw
one
the
day.
similarities
That's true.
I bought.
Maybe one day. Yeah.
No,
You
it's
made
true.
the monster version of it.
You want yours.
Bring them down.
Mega template.
No, it is true. That's how it works.
Okay,
I like your
last one.
I like your thing.
So speaking of
like this.
coordination
This is so cool.
and like day of events, I wanted to
That's what she
know
was
a little
saying.
bit
I love
about something I've been trying to navigate is like people pleasing while also getting the best photo for my client. So for example, I had my couple set in a garden for a first look. And I was planning on doing the family photos over in the courtyard, but before I knew it, the whole family was coming over with the grandma, like very like fragile. And so I was like, okay, we're gonna do it here. But I'm finding myself sacrificing really good photography for making sure like, oh, the bride looks like uncomfortable in her shoes. I'm just gonna keep her here.
Coordinate.
How do you navigate kind of people pleasing / good photography?
What I doing that like I want to please everybody in that moment, but that's why I love to have my second shooter. Like if I'm like feeling pressure in here, like look, I have to finish these portraits. Hold the guest, hold the grandma, 2 minutes, and we will start. So to have a good team, it's the key.
Yeah.
I think also giving it time too. Like you just said, you're like, give me 2 minutes and then we can come back.
Exactly. Exactly.
Clear communication. It's not. It can feel so abrasive when you're the one doing it, because you feel like you're yelling at someone, even though you can't hear your tone. You're probably not because you couldn't yell at a soul. But it's so appreciated when you're the client. Just someone being super clear and saying, hey, thanks for everyone for coming over here, but we're going over there.
Yeah.
Please stop coming over here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but maybe do the grandma picture right there.
Yeah, grandma comes first.
She's coming in on like a walker.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. That's it with the question. Joe already told me that we have another event to do, so I want to
We need to eat.
eat, of course. So I want to thank you for listening me. That was so much fun to share my my view. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we are going to eat, as I just said.
The videos are so hard to deliver with.
There are a